toasting, Steve. Who will be toasting victory?
Well, Mark Webber's in good shape in lane 1. Mark Evans in lane 2. Hanauer has the Pico in 3. Greg Hopp and the Miss Pontiac took lane 4 and moved Dave Ilwak and Miss Budweiser clear out to lane 5. The Appy and Geronimo with Mitch Evans is in 6. Mark Tate and the Freddy's Club back in the trailer boat position. Here's the start. Mark Webber in good shape over in lane 1.
In not so good shape, Greg Hopp and the Miss Pontiac. He's getting squeezed early on.
Right there you see him running out of water, getting into a salty rooster tail and shutting down as the Budweiser already with an overlap. He's crowding the field a little bit in the first turn. It's going to be very, very tight in there. Watch the Pico, and Mark Webber and the York International still okay.
There's Greg Hopp and the Miss Pontiac. It looks like he's trying to relight that candle from our O'Doul's Eye in the sky. You see Chip Hanauer hanging with Miss Budweiser, and Miss Budweiser trying to find enough room to get inside in that inside lane on the Pico.
Now when a driver wants to win from the outside where Vilwak is right now, he'll leave a lane for the boat inside him, but just a lane. No extra room at all, and that's what the Bud is doing right now.
These two guys, very friendly rivals, but make no mistake about it, they are rivals. Dave Vilwak realizes Chip Hanauer is his #1 competition.
Mark Tate, starting back in 7th place in the Freddy's Club, had to be behind the field as the trailer boat, but now he can move up and pick boats off if they slow down at all. Tater and the Freddy's Club having a pretty good weekend here, running much better.
Currently in 6th, that's Mark Evans and the Miss Elam, looking like they're having some troubles of their own. More trouble for Mark Tate. He's getting lapped by the big red boat, Miss Budweiser.
Before the start, the trailer boat took on some water and shut down. Now Tate has it running again, but the Bud comes by him, and you see the Pico has swung to the outside to avoid getting in trouble. Once again, the Bud going by the Freddy's Club, and Dave Vilwak appears to be cruising now, Rich, on his way to another victory here in the '99 season.
Looking to make it a perfect 4 for 4 this weekend in San Diego. 3 race heats, 3 wins for Dave Vilwak and Miss Budweiser so far, looking to make it a clean sweep.
We talked about him having to start out in lane 4. If he wins this event, which it appears he will do, he will be restricted from the first 4 lanes. We'll see the Budweiser way out in lane 5 as we finish the season over on Pearl Harbor, Hawaii.
Funny you say that, because lane 5 is where he started in this final. He could have been in lane 4, got squeezed out into lane 5, and still has a lead.
Greg Hopp up and running again, running very hard, in fact, getting a little loose here on the back straightaway and trying to catch the leaders. The Budweiser now coming up behind Greg, who wants to stay ahead of him.
And Greg Hopp's running very well despite getting washed down. I don't think he's going to have to worry about getting lapped by the Miss Budweiser, but he's got the Bud in his rearview mirror.
Hopp actually running some of the fastest laps here in the final heat, but he did have problems at the start, which apparently took him out of contention. Hanauer now has moved outside Miss Budweiser to stay out of trouble and appears to be conceding this race to his old crew chief, friend, and now rival, Dave Vilwak. So Hanauer won't win this one. Greg Hopp won't either, but he's driving very, very hard in the black and white Miss Pontiac.
And Steve, from the O'Doul's Eye in the sky, look at the lead opened up by Dave Vilwak. Something tells me Chip Hanauer and the crew at the Miss Pico camp very frustrated with the way this race is turning out.
We saw Vilwak move over to the inside when he was trying to take over the lead in this race. Now that he has it, he's moved back outside, and that makes it really tough for Hanauer to guess where to take the Pico. Here comes Greg Hopp, still running very, very hard for a boat that's well back. There, the Miss Pontiac.
Oh, no! Greg Hopp is over, and a huge crash. Greg Hopp with the Miss Budweiser coming up behind him, crashes right near Ski Beach, and Greg Hopp's boat is torn to bits.
It's right side up, and that may be good news. We won't have to worry about Greg himself taking on water here. This is the exact spot that we featured in our Alamo Almanac. It's the same place that Randy Haas flipped his unlimited light, and now we've seen a spectacular crash. We can only hope that our Rookie of the Year, Greg Hopp, is okay after flipping the Miss Pontiac, driving very, very hard, Rich, for a guy who really didn't have anything to gain. He was running very hard back in the HRA rescue team. Here's a replay now. The boat high in the air. This is a nasty crash. It lands on the left front sponson, and we can see the inside of the boat as it literally comes apart right before us. And it's spectacular, Rich. These are 6,500-pound boats, and to see them flying around like a leaf in the wind is really, really scary.
Once they get up in the air, they're as light as a feather, made of fiberglass. And look at the geyser of water that comes up once it hits the water. And that impact is not to be underestimated, even though some people might think a crash in water isn't as violent as a crash on, say, pavement or a racetrack. It is.
Very hard stuff at that speed. We talked about Greg Hopp's lack of rookie mistakes all season. This may have been one. He didn't have to run that hard back where he was. There may be more to that story. Now, we are just hoping that he is okay. The boat landed right side up. We saw him moving around inside, and that's the one good sign we've had
Dave,
so far.
it didn't happen on the race course. It was obviously going to anyway, but you've been declared the winner here in San Diego, so congratulations one more time.
Yeah, thanks a lot. I mean, that was a prideful win for me because I won every heat today at the starting line. And an outstart hen hour is a tough thing to do, but we did it all day today, and that was fun.
Were you surprised how easy it was to come from lane 4?
Yeah, we were outside, but once again, Chip and the rest of the guys had got up too early, and I was able to get the timing mark down and get a run on them, and carried a lot of boat speed across the start line, and that made the rest of the race tough for them.
Bernie, they're shooting off the fireworks. Like I said, in Hawaii, you're going to be out in lane 9, huh?
Yeah, I think you're probably right, but anyhow, the way he's running, I believe we can do that.
We'll see you over there.
Yeah, really, I want to tell you, I think San Diego has put on a tremendous race. I've never seen a bigger crowd in San Diego, and we're just glad to be a part of it.